I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and this is our third stream of AZUL with subscribers or with you. Today I'm going to be playing against games with you. Wait, why can't I speak? Sorry about that. Today I will be playing games of AZUL with you and explaining my moves and your moves and stuff and talking about AZUL. Okay, I'll try to do a better job at talking. I'm streaming this with a 1 minute delay, as I usually do with most streams where I play games in real time. So whatever you're seeing, this is a minute in the past, and I will start first of all by saying that anybody can participate. So if you have premium on Board Game Arena, you can just send me a challenge, or if you don't have premium on Board Game Arena, then you just make yourself known in the YouTube chat, and then I will send you a challenge myself. So I see we have our first challenge from Justin Etier. And while the game is starting, or even during the game, I want to share some channel news. So first of all, I've very recently finished editing an important video, one of my favorite videos so far, which is being released tomorrow. It is not about AZUL, it is about competitive Carcassonne. It's about my participation in the World Champion of Carcassonne in Germany. And I try to make it as accessible as possible for people who haven't played Carcassonne before. It is one of my favorite videos to have made, so I hope y'all will like it or not. Let me know either way. Anyway, it's coming out tomorrow. More updates are to follow later. First of all, let's just try and... Oh, Justin, nice rating. Because we've played on stream before. I don't remember you quite being 600. Okay, that's some really nice progress. So, very interesting run out. Now, we will be grabbing those 4 reds for sure. Where do we put them? I am tempted to put them in row 4 just because there's still many golds for row 5, but it is normally not the best idea to start with column 1. It's really not the best idea, which is why I'm not going to do it. I'm going to place the reds in row number 5 and simply continue with column number 2. So first of all, there are some considerations that I have. There's still threats of me completing row 5. For example, I could grab the 2 reds at some point and complete my row 5. And then in this run out, also the whites play quite nicely, so there's threats of me completing row 3, which is why I think my opponent should actually take the whites. So yeah, I think it could work out quite well. There's some scenarios how I can get 2 blacks for row 4, and that's really all I need. By the way, somebody in the chat, do let me know how the sound is, because I've had some issues on stream before, and I'm kind of getting a bit paranoid now. But the main thing, if we get some issues with the sound, this stuff is fixable. I just need to know when it happens. So, Justin here takes the golds for row 2. I'm not sure if that's best, to be honest. Oh, yeah, he takes the reds for row 2. Now, I could take the whites for row 3, but I cannot give away 2 golds, 3 golds with the first player tile. Honestly, I'll just play traditionally. I just grab the gold myself, and I think row 2 is best because I still want to threaten stuff on my row 3. So now I could put like either whites or golds on row 3. Okay, so now it's time for precise calculation. I could just get the golds on row 3, but then Justin gets a white. I'm forced to take 2 golds. Then he takes 2 blacks for his top row. Honestly, I'm okay with this. Yeah. So this is at this point, like, it's pure calculation. And also one of the reasons why I need to take this gold, because my opponent has clearly committed to himself to column 4. So taking away golds from my opponent is good. If I were him, I would probably force my hand here. So maybe, for example, if he takes 1 black, I could take the 2 golds, he can take the whites, I take the other black, he takes the blues, something like this. Or he could take 1 white, then I take 2 golds, then he takes 2 blacks, and I take 2 blues, something like this. Probably the latter scenario is a bit more favorable for Justin here, but let's see what they try to do. One black, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that works. No, it does work, it does work. I should also take 1 gold, but do I take it here or do I take it in the other place? I think here is a bit better, actually. Oh, like that. Okay, that is interesting. Well, now I have several options. I could take either 1 black or 1 gold. So I can take either 1 black from my 4th row or 1 gold from my top row. If I take my 1 gold from my top row, it is slightly worse, I think. Yeah, I'd rather start taking the blacks. Like, I will need this stuff anyway. And now, again, very, very interesting. So I could take the gold, which is better positionally, or I could take the white to mess with my opponents a little bit. And I think messing with my opponent is more important than the position. And one of the reasons is, you see, I've blocked my 4th and 5th line. And if I take the gold now, then this means that if some more golds come out in the next round's run out, I cannot use them anymore. So I'd rather do this, force my opponent to block 3 rows, and it is correct to block 3 rows. I think, I don't know, no, it's too cautious. No need to chicken out. Just block 3 rows. It says, and you see, it would have worked out for him, actually. Because this is what you should do for your column, I think. Well, anyway, this will be an interesting game because I get a horrible, horrible run out. My row 4 is blocked. But, I mean, we'll just need to proceed like normal. So, what do we do in these situations? I am very tempted to take the 3 whites or something. But I'd rather not. There are a variety of reasons there. And the reason there's just so many whites, I'm not really denying my opponent anything. I'd rather just let my opponent complete his stuff and complete some of my stuff and just survive with the damage. I think I see something. What if I take the blues? Would that be bad? Yes, it would. Okay, we're gonna play traditionally. There are some reasons for that. My reds are actually pretty safe because my opponent cannot take the reds. Wait, why did I not take the 3 whites? I hallucinated. You know why I did not take the 3 whites? Because actually I forgot that I need them. I kid you not. I just forgot that I need the 3 whites. But I do have a plan. Step 1. Make stuff converge. It's a dangerous plan. Why did I not take the 3 whites? Sorry you had to witness that. What was that? Why did I do that? Okay, well now... what do we do? We just need to climb out of this hole somehow. I mean, the run out was perfect me. There were 3 whites. What was I thinking? Actually, I can explain why. Like, it's a common tunnel vision thing, because you see, I see the 2 golds nearby, and I'm thinking adjacency bonuses, and I'm thinking that I need the blues here and the reds here, but I kind of forgot that I'm building a column here. It's fine. It's actually not that bad. And yeah, my move was not that bad, because like I took 1 red, my opponent needs 1 red over here, and now this was very good by my opponent, breaking apart my thing over here. Okay. This is the weird move that is, I think, correct. Basically, it forces my opponent to forgo one of the roads, I think. Well, actually, no. I mean, my opponent has a really strong move that he can play. He can play 4 golds for... no, 2 golds for 02. Yeah. But now, actually, I get to decide. What do I want my opponent to do? Do I want them to complete row 3? Or row... No, I mean, they will be putting whatever stuff there is in row 3, right? I just need to... figure out what is best. Well, I probably want to deny them the blues. No, but there's still... no, there's plenty of blues remaining. Maybe I want to deny them the gold instead. Yeah, let's deny them the gold instead. And also, like, what if they make a mistake? So they should be placing 3 blues in row 3, not row 4. They can finish row 4 later. But yeah, I've managed already to royally mess this up. That's quite interesting. Okay, hi Sunny, hi Self-Evident, and I do apologize that I cannot read Thai script just yet. But yeah, hi beginner from Thailand. It is nice to see beginners here as well. Beginners can also play. Like, it's not just for experts. Also, look who's spectating us. We have Miss Dong as the spectator, like probably the best player online. Now that's what I'm talking about. It's a much better run out. Also, my opponent doesn't get any gold. Now the question is, what do we do next? Do we take the blacks first or the blues first? Blues first, for a couple of reasons. Although, if my opponent takes 2 blacks, he can force stuff into my floor line. Yeah. But I think I still gotta take the blues, though. Okay, now we need to count precisely. I think this is the move. I'm kind of trying to... No, I think that's a misstep. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Maybe I should calculate this a little bit more. Okay, no, that's a misstep from my opponent. I don't think this is correct. Actually, no, it's a decent move. I mean, I'm forced to take this. Yeah, but then they take the reds, right? Or they can saddle me with the floor line. I'm not sure what's even better. I don't think it's worth it. I think they should be taking the 3 reds themselves. Or they can take the 1 red for the top. That would be actually a decent move as well. Yeah. So, now comes the money question. Do we take the 3 reds? Then they take the 2 golds? Or do we just take the 1 black and wait what they do? I think I need to take the gold. I'm going to let my opponent complete row 3, as bad as it is. And the reason for that is I will be the first player, and I think my best chance is to actually try denying my opponent all the golds. Like, get 3 golds and maybe threaten the complete color or something. Oh yeah, I forgot to click confirm. Ooh, so they're not going for it. Well, that's interesting. They instead decide me to saddle with floorline stuff. Okay. I thought they would go for the reds. I mean, I do lose a lot of floorline points. And I do the thing that I like criticize other players for all the time. But actually my position is like not that horrible. I will be denying them again the what now? The gold, so that's nice. And I think this is the move. I get some nice adjacency bonuses. Things are looking not too bad, really. I will also need to do some calculation, like the counting stuff. It's a bit tedious, but I'll do my best. Also, I just noticed I kind of actually have a threat for a second column. If only I can get a couple of gold here in this round. I could conceivably get 3 reds on row 4 this round because my opponent does not need any of that. I have 4 options for row 1. I have 3 options, actually 4 options potentially for row 2 because there's this group of whites, there's this group of whites, of course there's different blacks and blues. And I could conceivably take away some of my opponent's golds. I just need to make sure that I'm not forced to drop 4 blacks in the floor line somehow. But let's just see what our opponent does, and then we will decide something. Also, another thing, I need advice from my viewers, okay? On my channel, when I do Carcassonne videos and I invite people to like the video, I say meeple the like button, because you know Carcassonne has meeples. But I have not come up with an equivalent for AZUL. What AZUL themed thing could you do with the like button? Do let me know any ideas that you have. And also, whatever you come up with, do meeple the like button. Whoa, that is interesting. Well, they're trying to deny me the whites. Now the big question is actually how much is the starting tile worth here? How much is it worth? I feel it's actually could be worth quite a bit. Yeah, look, since I've started my strategy of like denying my opponent stuff, I think I will need to sacrifice this couple of points. The only thing, what I'm not sure of like tile counts, but let's see. There weren't too many discards, I think. 10 whites, 14 whites played. How many have been discarded? Not too many. Lots of golds have been discarded, that's true for sure. I think at least 3 have been discarded. Okay, 6, 8, 10, 13, 16. Now, but I think there are like 3 or 4 remaining still. So I would need to work like really, really hard to deny my opponent the column, but it is not impossible. It is not impossible. And I can still threaten 2 columns. Like, that's my main win condition here. What about the blacks? 11, 14 played. Were there any discarded? I don't remember. Well, my opponent is making me discard stuff no matter what. Oh! Maybe I have a solution. No, I could take this, but again, he's making me discard stuff no matter what. If we do this, he does this, I do this. I think this is correct, because there still should be enough whites. There should be enough whites. I only need so many whites. Okay, now... Yeah, that's fine. I will be discarding a little bit. Because you get this. I get the threats, which I think should work. I need to get 2 golds, 2 whites. I think they're still in stock, as Brazilian Carcassonne players would say. At least I don't recall one of us discarding many whites. I think Justin here should be taking whites. Yeah, exactly. Because I do have issues that, like, I need a lot of different stuff. But I need different stuff on different row. Actually, like, every single color is useful for me. So what do we have? What do we have? So we do have whites available to us. But I'm not going to be getting a column. Maybe it was more precise to take the whites, I don't know, in the previous round. But wait. I take the gold, my opponent takes the golds, I take the golds. Well, at least I can deny like a top row or something. I think no. No. Not that one. We need to keep the blacks separate. Actually, it does not matter because everything converges in the center anyway, so. Yeah, I need to calculate this a little bit harder. Yeah, so here comes the gold, of course. I guess I should... Yeah, I should now calculate hard. So -7, now my opponent completes 7 more points. It will be -14. If I take the gold, I will be only at -12. My opponent takes the... But I have to take the gold anyway, I think. Uh-oh! I have a threat of complete color. How did I miss this? How did I miss this? I can have complete color on the reds. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. And if my opponent takes the reds, they should lose a lot of stuff on the floor. I'm not sure it will be enough to win. But I still think that was the move, kind of keeping the reds separate. I might have to discard a lot of blacks. But I think no matter what I do... Okay, so they do finish the game. Now, what's my best endgame? Well, it's certainly not taking the one black, because then my opponent just takes 3 reds, and I get saddled with 3 blacks. Yeah, I take the 3 reds, I get the complete color, and then my opponent takes something like 1 black, I guess. Yeah, so I lose a bit. I lose a bit on the floor line, but I think the complete color is enough to win. Like, I didn't calculate this, but it looks decent. Because I will be getting 5 on row 3. I will be getting like a bunch of other things from this stuff over here. Okay, hey Vamos. Self-evident is saying drop the like button in the floor line. This is what I typically say about comments, like, because the comments are actually below. Like, well, I mean, the like button is also below, huh? But I've already started saying in my videos, in my AZUL videos, drop a comment in the floor line. So I would need a different one for like buttons. Ah, okay, so self-evident, you were saying that 3 yellows remaining when I was saying there must be 3 or 4. I'm kind of curious, how do you get so good at tracking? Because, like, it's not even a game that you're playing, so it should be harder for you to track than it is for me, and yet is, like, so flawless. Do you have any tips? I've made an Carcassonne tile counting video, but the truth about AZUL is it is actually quite rare that I count tiles with precision. I only do it when playing in a tournament. And look at that, we managed to come back with a complete color. Oh, this is so nice. Blunder in round 2, then create threats everywhere, and just come back. Okay, but good game, Justin. Hopefully, even though I made some mistakes, hopefully it was of some interest for you. Look at this. Points lost with floor line, 30. But the main thing, of course, that made the difference is complete color. Yeah, I'm not sure if my opponent had a win in the last round. I think if they do take the 3 reds, they're denying me complete color, and so it should be enough for them to win. But yeah. Anyway, 3 or 4, so I knew that there would be enough golds, that there'd be few enough golds remaining that it was worth for me to try and deny my opponent the gold. And it did work, because, like, they managed, they ended up not having their row 1 complete, which is, like, huge. It says 9 I denied them a 9-point move. And also I was able to take the gold and take them away from my opponent in such a way that, first of all, creates another threat by itself with the column over here. Although there, of course, I think I should have counted more and realized that there were more blacks remaining than the whites, so I was a bit imprecise in round 4. I should have already put the whites there, and then I would have had 2 columns. Although then I would have had to discard more stuff in the floor line, but I think taking the whites here in round 4 was better by a couple of points. Yeah, but the main point is that here these golds actually played, they gave me 5 points. So it wasn't just to deny my opponent stuff. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, so self-evident, you're saying track the discarded tiles. Okay. Oh, Miss Dong. Okay, cool. So I think Sunny was first, and then I'm definitely playing with Miss Dong. But yeah, Sunny and I actually played before. Yeah, I do normally track the discarded tiles. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes I just like forget if I'm thinking about strategy. And unlike Carcassonne tile counting, so you see, it's self-evident in the chat is saying that tracking Azul tiles is easier than tracking Carcassonne tiles. You can't really do a recount if you miss track, because like if you lose track in Carcassonne, you can just look at the board and count again. In Azul online, if they're discarded, they're discarded. Of course, in person Azul, you don't even have to track at all because you can look inside the box. You're allowed to in tournaments, and that makes things so much easier. Whereas in Board Game Arena, you would have to like scroll through logs, and even then, it's not actually obvious what has been discarded. Alrighty, row 4. So starting with the outer column, I don't think it's correct. Because you're not finishing row 3 here, and I know there are many golds, but I will be getting a lot of counterplay here. So we'll see this in just a second, but yeah, you might complete row 4 if you take 1 red now, but then I will get... Ah, okay, like this, huh? Nope, I honestly, no, I don't think it works. I don't think it works. You can take the reds now if you want, but I will end up with some... Yeah, we'll just end up with a better position. Because, like, starting with the outer columns works in, like, exceptionally rare situations. Now, what could I do? I could take the 2 golds and kind of give you the 2... I could just give you the 2 reds, although I really like the idea of saddling you for a bit longer. But if I... Okay, I take the red, you take the golds, I take the... No, I take the red, you take the red, I take the red, you take the... golds... I take the blacks, you take something. And denying the reds would be... Okay, I need to think for a little bit longer. You know what? No. Actually, you can have the golds. I'd rather keep that row 4 clogged for longer. Yeah, that's fine. You can have your stuff there. So you have to take the 3 golds, I assume. Yeah, and then I get the blacks and something in my row 5 or 4, it depends. and it doesn't matter that much. But actually, it matters a little bit. So with, yeah, if you take the blues, which is best, I think my best shot is to actually not put the whites at the bottom, but to pivot to a different column. Because there's still many blacks remaining for my row 5, and because my opponent needs blacks for row 3, I want to be in a position that blacks are actually really good for me to take them away. So I'm going to do this instead. And then see what happens. Plenty of blacks, which is great. So what do we do first? Not many... Not many what? Whites. We'll deal with that later, I think. So our whites will be here for some time. I think I'm okay with giving my opponent the blues because you really don't have a good use for the blues. And if you take the 2 blacks, then I have the 2 whites. And if my opponent takes the 2 blues just to deny me row 3, then I end up with 3 reds in row 3. Yeah, so it works out. What is the best move for my opponent? I have no idea. Maybe taking the 1 white? Nah, no, that would be bad. Because then I can force my opponent's hand. I take the white. My opponent takes the white. It's just too bad. Okay, I don't think it works. I don't think it works. Yeah, I don't think it works. Because I get to do this. Then I get to do this. Okay, yeah, well, I do get left without row 2. No, without row 3, I think. Or is that the case, though? Because I think the move for my opponent is actually to take the 3 reds now. No, that is not the move. That is not the move. Oh, no. That is not the move. I'm not going to take the reds. I'm just going to take the black and do the standard tactic. I will remain with no stuff in my row 3, but I'll just fill it later. And you will have to drop a lot of stuff. Or, actually, I think the best play for my opponents is maybe... Yeah, take the gold. Yeah, take the gold, of course. But you see, if you take the golds, then you get saddled with these blues in row 3. That's why I was in no rush to take the blues, just because they're so awkward for my opponent. Now, of course, you will get your reds nicely grouped together. And maybe that's some sort of win condition for my opponent, trying to get complete color or trying to get 2 columns. The problem for them is that these blues are a bit of a thorn. So because of these blues, they will not be able to benefit from the blacks. They will need to sort out their blues first. And now 5 blacks are being used up this round without my opponent being able to do anything. Also, there are 4 blues here in this round, which means that my opponent gets 1 blue, And I will try to sneak in the other 3 over here in row 3. Also, of course, I completely forgot about tile tracking, but I will need to rely on vague memory, which is honestly works in a lot of games, but not always. Ah, okay, makes sense. So self-evident is saying it is easier to track while watching because you don't have to think about the strategy that much. Yeah. And also, probably tile tracking is not something that would advise for anyone who is under 500. Like, with the exception of course, rough counts, because rough counts are useful, right? You need to know if you have tiles remaining that you need. But the problem is, like, if you're playing against an opponent who's like really, really stronger than you skill-wise, then you typically lost by round 4, and like tracking won't help. You have a 0% chance no matter what. So you're probably better off actually just trying to sort your strategy out. At least that's what I noticed when I started playing competitive Scrabble. That was like very recently. It's anyway, for those of you who don't know, it's another imperfect information game that I like. And good move. What do we do? Maybe this? Oh yeah, and I've noticed that like tile tracking is almost useless. I mean, of course you need it at the high level, but it takes so much time and energy that I just ended up losing like with 100-point difference, and just because my mind was so focused on the tracking rather than the strategy. But of course, in Scrabble, there are like many, many more tiles to track. There are 26 kinds of tiles as opposed to just 5 kinds over here. Also, do we have anybody in the chat who plays competitive Scrabble? I'm kind of curious. There are some reasons why I did this. Basically, I just want for... there are some reasons why I did this. I just wanted for things not to converge, but I feel like I will be forced to leave my opponent. No. There's still enough whites. I will finish my thing later. Alrighty, yeah, we do get a challenge. Of course, I'll play with you, Nando Rondelli. But Miss Dong was first. Yeah, I need to take the red just because the red is so good for my opponent. That was the kind of thing I was worried about, right? Wait, what could we do? I could take the 6 white, and it's not the worst move necessarily. But then my opponent takes 1 blue or something. Maybe that's fine, actually. Okay, so... they take this, they take this. But also, like, what does it matter if I mean, the 6 whites are not as useful for them. So I might as well just take 1 white and threaten something good in row 3. But if I take 1 white... So do I go with intuition or do I go... What could they threaten if they take the whites? No, not much, really. I don't think. There's no complete color. There's no second column threat. So I am okay with giving them the whites. I'm threatening the blues myself. If my opponent takes away the blues from me, I'm okay with that. I just take the blacks. Or the whites. I think this work. I don't know. Do let me know in the chat. Would you have taken the 6 whites instead? But I feel they're just like not as useful. Yeah, and they can't really take away 3 blues from me, right? Because they just get so much stuff on the floor. I know it's weird, by the way, how I managed not to complete my row 4 this round with so many whites, but there will be still enough, because I only need 3 to complete my setup. Well, for row 2 and here, I don't need any other whites. Although, actually, maybe it's not a bad idea for me to get... For me to take the whites now and maybe threaten something interesting. Threaten some complete colors, by the way. This is a real choice now. But the thing is, like, if I give my opponent 3 blues, then he threatens complete color. I will be able to thwart that in all likelihood. Oh man, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting. Okay, my intuition tells me this. I will give them that -1 point. I don't think they will be able to do that much. And also, I mean, I'm just continuing my column. That's all there is to it. Well, that's fortunate. Yes, please and thank you. Actually, will I run out of whites? It does not matter. The reds are too good. Now, how many whites are there exactly remaining? Well, first of all, I remember only 1 white being discarded, right? So I'm just going to assume that. 5, 7, 8, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17. 3 remaining. So I kind of need to either get some whites now or to... what do I need? Or to take the first player tile and get whites later. Also, let's just look at our opponent's threats. Are there any issues regarding potential complete color on the golds? No, I don't think so, really. But we are running out of gold. Again, I don't remember many being discarded. Okay, do I take the first player tile here? I think I can afford to do that. Because if I do this, my opponent's... Yeah, my opponent can't really, like, mess with the golds that bad. I do feel like the first player tile could be important, but do I end up without row 2? That's the problem. No, I think I'm fine, actually. Because they cannot afford to spend a move on messing with me, I think. Because if they do take away the golds from me, then what I do, I end up finishing... Yeah, no, it's not correct. I end up foregoing row 4. And unless I am hallucinating, there are golds remaining, right? I don't think I'm hallucinating. Then I do just this. And then I finish my stuff later. There have to be 2 remaining, right? No, I'm not hallucinating. I don't remember them being discarded. But even if I'm wrong, well, then I'm wrong. And also the thing, I'm like kind of denying my opponent to roll 1. Again, I'm leaving... Well, of course they have to take the one... Oh, a row 2. Yeah, duh. Why did I forgot about that one. But anyway, it doesn't really do much for them positionally. Now, do I take 4 blues or 1 gold? What do I need row 5 for? Well, I think I should take 1 gold, because if my opponent gets 4 blues, can they really threaten... Can they really threaten another column? First of all, what do you mean another column? It's just 1 column. Yeah, I don't think they can. And I'm gonna need the blues at the top anyway, so I think this is the move. And I need row 5 to maintain flexibility. Well, let's see. How are we doing for those golds? Yeah, all good, all good. They're still there. So I get now a bit of everything. I get golds, and I will get some of the blues. I will get my whites, so it's all good. Wait, I tunnel visioned. Like, why did I could have just taken the blacks. No. What am I doing? Golds were fine. Golds were important. I need to let them finish 1 column. I probably might have to let them finish a row as well. Actually, do I have to do that? I think so, yeah, because if I take the red, they take the 2 whites, they make all the blues converge, so I have to do this. And we kind of end up with almost the same stuff on top, except that they spend, they have fewer points, they drop more stuff on the floor line. Well, yeah, that move would make sense. It allows me a standard tactic, of course, and like, why would I not go for it? They need to take the reds, because it gives them a reasonable number of points. Then I need to take the golds. Then they need to take, I don't know, the whites or the blacks. Then I take the other one, and then they lose a bunch of points in the floor line. So at least this is where standard tactic works. And yeah, so we should be winning this one. I don't know by how much. Well, quite a lot because of the floor line. But I think the main reason why I won this game is because like it's very rare that a start with column 1 or column 5 is helpful. And I was just able to take the colors that my opponent needed for column 1. And also I think a crucial decision was for me, at the end of round 1 to decide not to continue on column 4 but pivot on column 3, just so that I have a good place to use my blacks that my opponent needed for row 3. And they ended up completing row 3 only at the very, very end. They had these blues over here, which they did in order to block me, but then they put themselves in a difficult position. But it all stemmed from round 1. And actually, like, I think Sunny did a good job of trying to climb out of this, getting the 5 whites for row, or 5, not whites, reds for row 5, and maybe threatening some double column or complete color. It just ended up not working out. But yeah, interesting situation. You see 4 squares at the bottom line. That is just so rare. Well, that's 20 tiles worth of stuff. Only worth 6 points though, so. Alrighty, well, that was hopefully interesting to y'all. And do we still have... Ms. Dong's... Yes, we do have Ms. Dong's challenge still. Alright, let's go. So y'all are about to have some entertainment in my expense. Yeah. Hi, Glovier. Self-evident is saying Ms. Dong is criticizing Sunny's moves. Which ones? Other than the start with the outer column. Alrighty. It looks like we're similar in rating. It's like 861 and 882, but that is not true at all. Ms. Dawn has been over 1,000, which is like ridiculous. So I'm just looking forward to learning something. The problem is that sometimes Ms. Dong's moves are so obscure, I don't fully understand them, but I will do my best. So here we have a run out, which is not bad. We have quite a lot of gold, which we can use in row 3, and also we can use reds for row 2 or blues for row 4. So I think this opening move should be all right. Well, actually, oh, there's no takebacks in this setting. Oh man, ay. Oof. Okay, so then I have a chance of winning through my opponent's misclick. But honestly, like, the run out is not that bad. And anything, like, we shouldn't be playing the opponent, we should be playing the position. Well, most of the time. But I think, like, the way Azul works is a bit more objective than Carcassonne. In Carcassonne, it sometimes can be subjective, like you can know what kind of opponent you're playing, what kind of moves they would make in the future. In Azul, it's a bit more abstract. Like, you can't really rely on your opponent to do something. You just have to make what's mathematically the best move or your best estimate of that. And the reason why... yeah. Oh, that's a good move, of course. Yeah, because you see, it's a good that she's opposing on column 5. Of course, she's not taking the first player tile. And no matter what I take, she can take the whites. Yeah. Okay, this one we need to think about. So if I take the 2 blues, then she takes the 2 whites, then I take the 2 blacks, maybe? Then she takes the 2 golds. But what if I take the 2 blacks now? Or an alternative is, what if I just take the 1 black for row 5? How much do I care about the starting player tile? Maybe quite a bit. But then she just takes 2 blacks. No, it's not gonna work out. I think I should just, like, continue building my stuff. Like, we should just force this. Ooh, do I just take one white for the bottom? Because I take one white, she takes two blacks. I take the other whites, she takes two. That could work, actually. But also I won't really need the blacks. I could take the two... I could take the two yellows. Then if she takes the two blacks... Well, I am denying her, like, row 2 if she's not careful enough. Yeah, I think this is the move. Because very often when stuff like this happens, like, all you just gotta do is put tiles where they belong on your board. That makes sense. But why don't I just take the one... Surely that's not a bad move. Surely that's not a bad move. Because it does this. Now it's a very interesting question. Do I take the one white or the one blue? So the thing with one white, it helps me with taking away the white from my opponent, denying her immediate points for the top row. But if I take the blue, it kind of helps me with my flexibility. But wait, if I take the one white, I mean, I will need them for the bottom row anyway. I don't know. I think it's alright. And the thing why it's safe to take the whites is because Miss Dong doesn't really need them anywhere else. So she won't be incentivized to go out of her way to take away the whites from me. So now, objectively, like, I do have a slight advantage after the first round. I got one more tile, I have 3 more points, but my opponent is the starting player, and, well, it's a run out, which is okay for... It's okay, but it's better for her than for me. Because I'm really short on those... blues. Should I take a blue? I think I should take a blue. She's gonna take a black. I'm gonna take maybe another black. Oh, she can end up with gold in her row 3. I don't like that. But I think I still have to do this. Okay, so actually, yeah, I know. Then we could do this. Then if she takes the reds, then I can actually take the 2 blacks and deny her this thing. She can saddle me with 4 golds though, but how bad is it? It's not that bad actually. Yeah, I think... Wait. Does that work? I think it works. I don't know. Let's say she takes 1 black. I take 2 whites. Although then she takes 2 reds, I drop 4 golds. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit much, but I don't see what else necessarily I could do. Yeah, of course. It's just these golds are really awkward. Now the question is, do I actually take the whites? Or do I take the reds and make her do something more awkward? Because I need the reds anyway for my row 3. But no, I'd rather just... Maybe actually I should take the reds. I mean, how many whites do we need? They have been only 4, 6 out. And I need... So there's 14 whites. I need 7. I need half. That's too much. I can't afford this. Fine. Floor points. Have to drop stuff on the floor. But things do seem to be still okay. Oh, I need to memorize what 4 golds dropped on the floor, 1 red dropped on the floor, and something was dropped on the floor in round 1. Well, anyway, it's fine. I mean, I don't think I'm making any outrageously stupid moves. Okay, let's read the chat. Just don't give me hints. Oh yeah, Miss Dong was criticizing Sunny for losing my top row. Okay. Craft Giraffe. Yes, of course, let's play. But I think Nando Rondelli was first. Also, like, I was so surprised. So it's it varies a lot with my stream. Like, so 2 streams ago, that one, like, there were very few games, and I think I ended up even playing a couple of arena games just to fill in some content. But last week, at my Carcassonne stream, there were so many people who wanted to play, the stream ended up lasting for 5 hours. So it's like really unpredictable, this kind of thing. I don't know if I have 5 hours of Azul in me, but I'm still here for some time. Now, what should Miss Dong do? I don't know, but I feel that it has to do something with blues in row 3. Well, okay, I was correct. What do we do next? Someone needs to think like really hard about. Ooh. What if I just take 1 gold? Just kind of start grouping blacks for my opponents. And if she takes blues, I take blues. No, if she takes blues, I take blacks. Honestly, I think it works. I can give her the blues. Then do I take the blacks or do I actually take... I think I do take the blacks. And I'm threatening a bunch in my other rows. Yeah, this run out is actually not that great for her because she's not getting any golds. And also, I'm threatening to group all 4 blacks, so she needs to do something about this. If she takes 4... If she takes 1 black, then I take the 2 whites. She's forced to take, like, 4 reds. Yeah, it's not good for her at all. Honestly, I think this move with 1 gold was more annoying than one might think. Because it just keeps forcing her dropping stuff on the floor. So what is her best move here? Maybe just taking the 2 reds? No, it does not work, because then she ends up... Yeah, so she does this. Okay. Force sequence. I cannot give her the whites for row 2. She probably needs to take the reds for row 2. Right? Right? Right. I cannot imagine anything else. Okay, at least we're making her think, okay? This means we're doing something right. And also, maybe I feel like I'm getting a bit better because, like, her moves make sense to me. So it's something that I could conceivably play in her position. Or not! Or not! I mean, I don't know what she saw that I didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Well, anyway, I am going to take. I should have thought about it. Why did I put them here? I should have considered putting them in row 4, of course, so that I can get the 2 blues. I mean, I'm gonna just end up discarding the other thing probably. But I did it too quickly. I just played the move that gave me the most immediate points, and I think maybe it's even correct. But yeah. And also there's a lot of gold in the deck, so I could get some gold for my row 4, which is also a reason that I will discard stuff no matter what. Yeah. Should I take the red or should I take the... I mean, the red I take, I'm discarding it, but if I take the blue instead... Can she threaten complete color? Nah, not really. Not reasonably. I mean, she still has to use row 5. Yeah. And she will be taking a lot of blues away from me. That will be like one of her top priorities, because I need the blues everywhere. Well. This is interesting. So first of all, I do see lots of golds. And I see not many blues. Which means that the blues are in the deck, which is actually really good for me. Because I can probably get the starting player tile, which does seem to match her now. And I just need to get some blues. Not all of them. Some of them. Do we take the gold just to get the starting player tile? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I'm pretty sure that that's what I gotta do. It's just that tile is too important now. Because I needed to get all the blues. Okay. Well, I'm not in a hurry to get any of the whites, right? Actually... I might be. I think I need to do this. And there's a reason why I actually... Oh, no. I needed to go for the top row. Just so that I get to threaten more stuff. I think. Although it might not end up mattering, because if she takes... Oh, she does take the blues for the top. Yeah, that's fine. I think I need to... Yeah, let's just play normally, I guess. I take this, you take that. I take the gold. Wait, is she going to... Am I letting her build a second column? That's the question. Maybe I'm playing too fast. I don't think there's quite enough. for her to build a second column. And the question is now with the blacks, do I need to place them in row 3? Because I have stuff where I have place for my blues elsewhere. Let's just check if there are any whites remaining. Something I should have done before. 10, 12, 13. You know what? I can't calculate. I'm just gonna put it here. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I should have put it in row 3 and saved the point. So, we're dead equal on the scoreboard. And, well, ooh. Do I go for row 3 instead, actually? That's very interesting. With my blues. Or row 2. If I go for row 3. No, I think it's row 2 because I will still have the threat if I need it. Yeah, then now I think I do this. Yeah, now I think I do this if I know what I'm doing. I think it is correct. I know I'm letting her like complete row 2, but there's a point to this, you'll see. I think there's a point to this. Oh yeah, the reason why I'm discarding some stuff is actually I want my to prevent my opponent from getting 3 golds in row 3. And my plan is for her to take 2 whites, then for me to take 1 blue, and then she has to take the blues. And now, just to double check, where do I put the blacks exactly? So if I put them on row 5, that's +2, -4, that's -2. If I put them on row 3, that's -1. Okay, so it's only -1. Maybe I had a better endgame. Maybe I had. But I will have like rows completed and stuff, right? Right? Which should be enough. Well, the unbelievable has just happened. I'm very happy about that. This was, of course, not without the help of the tile bag, because there was one run out where Ms. Dong really needed the gold, and like when there was nothing much that she could have put into her second row, so I managed to make sure that she doesn't have that second row. And it did require one difficult move of me like starting to group tiles together to force to put her stuff in the floor line. So I think this one I played not horribly. In addition to, of course, getting help from the tile bag. I'm happy about that one. Hopefully you found this somewhat entertaining as well. I don't quite understand one move that Ms. Dong made in that round, where I think she could have still had 4 reds in row 2, and then still have her row and like just lose a couple of floor line points. Because the thing with these 4 reds, not only did she not take her row 2, but she also let me have the reds over here, and it helped me build like a bit of stuff over here, you know, with this extra gold and this extra red over here like this. But anyway, thanks very much for the game. Now I can enjoy an elo which is absolutely the same, only very temporarily, of course. Anyway, so next was Nando Rondelli, I think. Okay, Miss Dong is angry about her black to row 1 move. When was that? Was that which round? Which round? Actually, let's just look at that for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna send a challenge to Nando Rondelli if you're still here. Wait, was that the message that I got? I think that was the one. Yes, yes, yes. No, oh yeah, that's AZUL. That's right. Oh, okay, so you're not here. Well, anyway, this gives us a bit of time. And then if you're not here, then Craft Giraffe was next. But let me just... Oh no, you're here. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Well, I will rewatch the stream later. And then see which move you're talking about. I should remember this. Okay, I'm not hallucinating. 4 reds is better, yeah. Good to know. Alrighty. Well. So now it will be interesting because now our opponent gets a fantastic tile round out, starting with the 3 blues. Actually, I think for them 3 blues go better in row 4, but we'll deal with that in a second. Craft Giraffe is saying first of the world has 1,000+ rating. Yeah, that's Sapperlot. He's now first in the world in Carcassonne as well. And I've checked, it's not a second account. He's actually really good. Okay, so what do we do with this? It's a very, very interesting run out because our opponent will be a bit ahead because all the tile groups remaining are just 1. Where exactly should we oppose them? And honestly, I think we should fight fire with fire. Oh wait, there's also the whites. Maybe I take the whites instead. Huh, but where do I put them? Where do I put them? That's just so... No, I know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't. But... like, with the whites, it's really, really awkward. Oh, no. I found it later. You know what the move was? Whites on row 5. To oppose on the 4th column. Yeah. I think that was the actual move. Well, now I will be quite a bit behind, but I have some ideas. And my idea is that I will be only a couple of tiles behind my opponent, and they will have the first player tile to equalize that. Those single tile runouts are very interesting. Also, like, look at the symmetry. It's all the same stuff on all 3 plates. I know they're called factories. I'm using the word plates. No matter what. Okay, do we just... yeah, I think we just do this. And then we'd try to... Well. What do we take? How does that work? I kind of need some stuff on my bottom row. I'm not sure if I want to be discarding those. No, I want to be. At least that's my compensation, right? Better adjacency bonuses. Then I have to... Do I have to complete my row 3? Yeah, I think so. Like, a move I'm seriously considering is placing the black here and the red here. No. Just play like a normal person. Now, I'm going to do something that y'all might consider weird, but hear me out. This is my move. And the reason is I will be the first player. It's an adjacent column. I will get some blacks. I will get some whites. Like, there's a lot of good things that could happen. But overall, I'm behind in this round because my opponent has more tiles. I have better adjacency, but still, like, they have a slight advantage. Okay, well. What do we do? What do we do? I know what we do. We go here. We just simply try to run away with their blacks. Because the thing is, we're not completing row 3 on the whites. Unless we can somehow very sneakily group them together. So what we end up doing is probably taking the gold for row 3. And then either the blues or the reds for row 2. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. So do we proceed with our plan? I think so. Because I'm not going to run out of stuff for row 2, I think. Oh, like that. Okay, very, very interesting. Well, I would like to deny you row 3, thank you. Then I'm giving you row 5 though. That's not ideal. What is correct? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, what if I just take... What if I play a waiting move? Let's say I take 1 black. My opponent takes something like 2 gold. I take 1 black. Yeah. That's the move. I think. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Ah, they just take the 1 black in response. Yeah, and wait, no, they don't. Why don't they? Okay, fine. I just go here. With the idea to make sure that the opponent does not complete row 3 So I do end up with one tile too many discarded. It's not the worst runouts. Yeah, I've had worse. I mean, not the runout, but outcome of the round. Because unlike my opponent, I do get to complete row 3. I get one tile for my row 4. I don't know. I think maybe I was better off just letting complete them row 5. And then having 2 whites here and 2 reds here. But you know what? It's fine, because there will be more reds. There will be more reds. Also, by the way, for my opponent, the move is clear. Not that. No. Take the whites. Take the whites, man. The whites are better. Because with the whites, it's an actual adjacency bonus for my opponent. Whereas now with the reds, they will be struggling a little bit. Because reds will be my like top priority. By the way, 2 gold discarded. Yeah! By the way, how greedy am I? How greedy am I? Do we use the reds for row 3? For maximum greed? I don't think we do. I think we should play more normally, but man, that's just so enticing. Let's do counts. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, no, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. Because I will need a bunch of more reds to complete my setup. Also, where are my whites? I need whites. Okay, now I have a plan. Not sure if it's a good plan, though. But I would really, really like to have a shot at denying them some reds. Also, I see that there are scenarios how I get saddled with golds for the floor line. Or, no, there are scenarios how they get 4 golds as well for their row 4. So what I really, really hope is that they get... Yes, oh, thank you. That they get golds for row 2 instead. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? I think we do this. It's a bit questionable. But it's very, very greedy what I'm trying to do. I've talked myself back into doing the thing that I said I wouldn't do. Yep. Well, let's just continue with what I had started. Not sure how wise it is of me. But I did get a lot of reds. And now I need 3 to complete my setup. 3 out of the remaining 8 or so? It's doable. And so far, I've managed to complete row 3 in every single one of the rounds. Yeah, I think they should actually take... Okay. I don't think that was a good move, because, like, why would you lose 4 points on purpose? You can afford to have one row clogged, so I think that was a mistake, Nando. But I'll take it, I'll take it. I'm behind anyway. And there are lots of whites. Fantastic. So I think we should be fine. Well, it's actually not that great of a run out. Yeah. Oof, we have to give them the first player, I think, because if I take the golds, then my opponent takes the whites. I mean, if I take the tile, my opponent takes the whites for row 2. I take the blacks. Yeah, it's ends up being... Wait, but then my opponent takes the blacks now, and then I end up without row 2, right? Right? Yeah, that's a... Oh! No, I think I still have to do this. There's enough whites, actually. I mean, I will finish this later. I'm planning to get 2 whites here in this round. Oh, don't let me do stuff like this. I mean, sure, you could get the... I can do this now. Because I don't have to finish all rows right now. And if my opponent gets 1 black, I can take 1 blue, and then like either 1 white on one or 2 reds or something like this. Because the 2 reds can still converge, and then I would get my stuff over here. Wait, I don't think that was correct. I just don't think that was correct. But how do we exactly deal with that? So, I could take 1 white and then take like 2 reds or something. I feel like I need to put my opponent on the spot, like really, really soon. I think that's the move. Okay, like either you taking the 2 reds or you taking the 2 blacks, but it can't be both. I think it should have been the 2 blacks. Because they are reds. They are reds. Unless I'm really, really hallucinating. There's enough. Now we need to take the 1 white, and now I take the 1 blue. And somehow I end up with the first player tile and like loads of completed stuff. So yeah, I think taking the 2 reds was a tactical mistake by my opponent. It does match with his column very well, but they're not completing a second column. So as I said, there are enough reds. There are also enough blacks for my opponent as well. Oh, there are enough blacks for me. Ooh, look at that. Well, why don't we do that first in that case? Because it's a bigger tile group. How does that one work? I think we need to take from the center in this situation, no? I don't remember how that works, but I think it's when you take from the center. I'm not even counting, but I think that's how it works. When I need multiple things and I'm trying to prevent things from converging. Also, wait a second. There's still goals that my opponent can use. Okay, yeah, now that's the thing. Yeah. Okay, I get to do this. And then either you take the gold. Okay, or you take the red, but then I take the gold instead. And I have this extra 6-pointer. And we have the same amount of rows everywhere. Yeah, so that was my point, kind of to have the double threat of like completing the thing that I want in one place and the thing that I want in the other place. Oh, and also my opponent gets saddled with 2 whites. Honestly, I'm not sure about some of my moves. I mean, some of them were questionable. But it ended up working out. We both have 2 completed rows. Although some of my although it's not a usual combination of having your row 1 and row 3 as opposed to row 1 and row 2, but it works as a result of my greed in round 3. Yeah, and we do end up winning. Anyway, thanks for the game, Nanzo. That was pretty interesting, especially to be able to be forced to kind of be crawling from behind all the time. Well, anyway, again, and hopefully it was somewhat entertaining for you. Alrighty. Hi, Vika. And I guess Raf is next. Or did I miss anybody in the chat? Yeah, I think it was Raf. Alrighty, let's go. Craft Giraffe, of course, a very strong Carcassonne player. I would say the strongest in Belgium, if not, or at least one of the strongest. But we've never played AZUL before. It's a good run out for first player. You can take the 2 blues for row 3 or row 2. I think row 3 is slightly better. Or you can take the 2 reds for row 5. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So then now it's going to be like a textbook response. Wait, I need to actually decide. Do we take 2... we definitely, like, when this happens, if our opponent starts with column 3 and there's a bunch of 2-pointers lying around on the plates, we need to respond in the neighboring column. In this case, that will be column 2. It's just a question of whether we do the reds first or the blacks first. And reds are slightly better because our opponent does not have an immediate threat after this. And maybe if they take the 2 blacks, which I think they should, then I take the 2 whites, the first player tile, and I can kind of start going from there. But it's not an easy run out to play, actually, so I'm very curious how Rav does it. What's the correct move from them? I don't know, honestly. Could very well be that one. Could very well be that one. Well, anyway, I'll just keep getting the larger tile group. So, I mean, what else can I do? They should now be patient. They should be taking the whites for row 4. I now want to do what? Well, I could threaten row 4 myself, either by taking the whites. But I think I'm going to do this first, just to break my opponent's row 2 and threaten something as well. And if my opponent Takes the 2 blues. I have something up my sleeve as well. Okay. What's the move here? What's the move here? I think it's 1 black. No, or is it 1 red? It's either 1 black or 1 red. I forgot which one. It has to be one of those. Yeah, I think so. So we both end up with slightly awkward rows there. I will give him the choice on how to finish row 2. I'm not sure which one's correct. It's like very, very close. I think white is correct. Yeah, just to take the blacks. No, 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 Raf, no! No, row 2. Row 2 is the play here. Like, it's... I know it looks very appealing because they neatly arranged the column, but by voluntarily foregoing row 2 with no compensation in round 1, you are giving your opponent a long-term advantage. So yeah, don't give up row 2. The only time it makes sense, well, not the only time, but the typical time when it makes sense to forego row 1 or row 2 is that if you have a real large tile group like 4 or 5, and then you can know that you can create an alternative win condition by doing something else. Maybe you threaten complete color or whatever. But now, I mean, overall, this is really, really good for me. This runout isn't. This runout is just downright horrible. It's great for my opponent. It's fantastic for my opponent. Because, I mean, these golds, man. What do I do? This is so ridiculous. Well, I do need to get some gold myself, actually. Or do we just take this? We are competing for the blacks. If my opponent gets the blacks, I get the blacks. My opponent gets the reds, but that's fine. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try actually this. Although this would be very unideal if I were accidentally give my opponent a win condition of complete color on the golds. But I don't think we're there quite yet. One thing I'm counting on is the uselessness of reds for my opponent. This means that I can wait before taking any reds and wow-wee-wah. That's a gutsy move. What do we do with it? Okay, I think I actually need to continue. And if my opponent gets the 5... Yeah, I think I need to continue this, honestly. Because my opponent doesn't need the yellows. If my opponent tries building the bottom row, I immediately take the 2 yellows and deny my opponent this stuff. I'm also threatening row 3 now. Huh. Well, I should be better at counting. The question is, how much do we care about these golds? I mean, I really don't want to give the alternative win condition of complete color. Like, I hate doing that. Obviously, it's something I should have foreseen. But I also don't want to give the blues... Okay, fine. You can have your alternative win condition. Because at least I managed to, like, get away from a clunky tile run out. I did get my blacks. Though the blacks could have waited, I guess. Ooh! You know what power move he had? 3 reds. And then threaten 2 columns. And then there's suddenly not much I can do. So he should go on row 5. Yep, and now I have to take the reds because it's just too much. Maybe I should have given a longer thought. Like, maybe it was okay for me to sacrifice the row 1, but I do like keeping that advantage of the top row bonuses. Well, interesting runouts. Actually, these blacks are not that useful for me, but I feel they're kind of good for my opponent. So I sort of have to take them. I think. Oh yes, of course they're good for my opponent. My opponent needs them on row 5. Like, what am I thinking? I also have some really, really nice spots for reds on row 4. If my opponent is not careful enough. The thing that I do need to avoid is all blues being grouped together in a group of 4. Okay, this is good. This means that reds can wait a little bit, or can they? Don't think they can, because my opponents can get reds in row 3, which we don't want. But then, wait, where do I put the... Where do I put the... Ah! What if I just take those? My opponent takes the reds. I take this. Opponent takes the blues. I take the whites. Nah, it does not work. I'm just trying to calculate something. Fine. It's a bit of a nitty move. But it makes life for my opponent a bit hard. So let's say if they take the blues now, then it will block their row, one of their rows. And so I will be able to deny them some of the blues. And if they don't take the blues now, well, there's some scenarios. So I get to take 4 blues, or at least I get to put either the blues or the gold just purely for defensive reasons. Let's do this. And then I know I will be forced to drop something in my floor line, but this is the best play that I could find. And basically with the plan to catch up on gold a little bit later. Because I just need 2 golds to complete my setup. I don't need many more, just 2. Yep, that was to be expected. I, of course, need to deny my opponent the blues. And now you have to take the whites. The one white, because if not, then I take away from you. Whoa, like that? Oh, okay. Ah, and interestingly, you're actually giving me a choice. You're giving me a choice, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is just take away this anyway. No, actually, no. I think I have to let you take the blacks, right? I have to let you take the blacks. And one of the reasons, actually, I want the red here. Because I need the whites in a different place. And yeah, I think it is actually a bit better, the thing that I'm doing. There are some reasons for this. For example, I don't want my opponent to put whites at the bottom, because then they would have an incentive to take whites away from me, and I do need whites a lot. Like, I do need them quite a lot. And now my opponent has this incentive to take reds away from me, but then I will have more time to take the whites. There's still plenty of whites remaining, though. Okay, well, this is forced. Because I can't afford that. Well, I'll take that, please and thank you. How are we surviving this? I have no idea. Actually, now I have some idea. I think I see some win conditions. Where I know I could actually saddle my wait. I could actually saddle my opponents with a bunch of reds, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, I'd rather have my own reds, wait. Because that's... What if I take this, they do that, and I take 1 gold, they take lots of reds. No, this is better. Because they do end up dropping 2 reds anyway. They ended up getting a lot of stuff in, like that's... Oh. doesn't matter exactly where they put it. I think... Actually, bottom row is a bit better, yeah. And now I have to take the blue away from my opponent. I think I have to drop it. I don't think I can afford to do anything else. Or can I? Does it go at the bottom? Because there's still some blues remaining. Is it worth saving these 2 points? I am kind of getting slaughtered here, but I think the flexibility is still important. All right, all right. Well, they have to take the one black. Unless they want to take reds away from me. I think that's a mistake because I have an alternative win condition. I would have probably let them discard the reds, except I would also discard... Yes, okay, so what am I doing? I'm taking the black, but where am I putting it? Does it make sense to put this at the bottom? I think it might, because it's actually... I would threaten complete color with it. And there are not enough yellows for me to try to complete a column anyway. I think there's like literally just enough tiles to threaten complete color. You know what? Let's just save ourselves the 2 points. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to do that. Because I don't remember blacks being discarded other than this. And in any case, I need this row to take away blacks from my opponent. Just to deny them a column. It's 2020. A complete miscount of blacks, but that's fine. Because I get to win, yeah. Let's just do this. And the point is, I only need to take one white away from one black away from my opponent. So the precise counts were not that important. And I need to take care of the gold now, because my opponent needs them for complete color at some point. Yeah. Well, yeah, sure, these make sense. But I'll just keep grouping tiles for my opponent. I can take care of my column a bit later. Because either I get my column or I don't get my column, but then my opponent loses just like ton of points in the floor line. Yeah, that's understandable, but now, of course, the standard tactics comes, and if you want to take away the whites from me, then you have to sacrifice floor line points, and quite a lot of those, and then you'll probably have to drop the blues as well, so yeah, it's quite hard for my opponent here. By the way, my move was not stupid in round 4. Even though I miscounted the blacks only by 1, that's first. And second, even without the miscount, like I need row 5 just as a dumping ground for my opponent's blacks. Well then, okay, so what is better? Either I take 2 points here, and yeah, of course it's better to take this and let my opponent discard the full row. And somehow Yetsa survived this game. It was looking good for my opponent at first when he managed to find like a really brilliant tactic to get the whites on row 5 and get this flexible win condition, and also get these blues over here and kind of try to navigate between these different columns. But the main thing that did my opponent in was just the first round. So if you're watching this in the recording, then in round 1 with the whites, instead of completing row 4, you just gotta complete row 2. Because you just can't voluntarily give up row 2. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know if you can see the chat you made, but Crafty Raf obviously referring to the one time that we played AZUL in person. We never played online, but we played in person. I just happened to be in Belgium at that time. Anyway, today's going well. Did not expect that. All right, Glovier is next. We of course played many times, including the 2023 Mindsports Olympiad Grand Prix in AZUL, which ended up ending in my favor by 1 point. And look at that. What a run out. It's an amazing run out. This is the move, I think. It's the best one. Because, like, no matter what my opponent does, I will have a good follow-up. If my opponent takes 2 blacks, I get to take 2 reds at the bottom. If my opponent takes 2 blacks here, I get to take 2 whites here. I get to take 2 blues here. So what's the best move for my opponent? Probably taking 2 whites. And putting them... Oh, my opponent has such a response. But like, it's so hard to find. You know what I think my opponent's best response is? It's super counterintuitive. I think he should take 2 whites and put them in row 3. This is also okay. I will grant my opponent the blacks, but there's a reason. Basically, my opponents could end up with either lots of good tiles or a bit fewer tiles but the same column and the starting tile. But yeah, I think it's a good response, but I will still have a slight advantage after this round. But if my opponent were to do the thing that I was suggesting, then it will be complete equality. Yes, taking the blacks is the move, of course. Why would you not do that? You had to take the blacks, my friend. You had to take the blacks. I think. Well, now I get to take the whites. Yeah, is that correct? Probably. Then the rest is sort of technical. I get this. Yeah, just look at that advantage. Just look at how much more stuff I have. So it was hard to find, but I think the main thing is, like, it is typically a mistake on a wet run out like this, where there are a lot of, first of all, with their large tile groups, and their tile groups which align with each other into columns neatly. It's typically a mistake to take a single tile and put it in row 2, because it just slows you down by so much. And by the way, I know that I'm allowing my opponents 1 extra tile in row 3, but that's not an accident. It's because I need to have, well, that's interesting. How badly do I want to clog up my opponent's row 3? And their answer is not too much. this is what I'm going to do instead. And if he wants to complete his row 3, he's more than welcome to. It's a bit of an awkward tile run out for him, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I will, of course, try to just saddle my opponent with more tiles. And my bottom row can wait. I'm not sure if I'm being fully precise, maybe not. But the thing is, I just want to keep more options for my other rows. So there's some scenarios where I get to put 3 blues on my third row and chew golds or reds on my second row. And that's the plan there. Well, I do not think it is correct. I just do not think it is correct at all. Because blacks can wait. Now I think I can just proceed with the scenario that I had in mind. And I can still hope for 3 blues in row 3. You'll see in a second what I mean. Because I think the main thing, Glovier, that you did is like, the blacks were not urgent at all. There are 3 separate blacks for you to complete your row 4. So there are still 3 chances to do so. And also, I actually don't need the blacks anywhere. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is this. Threatening to complete row 5. And if you want to deny me that, then you'll see one more thing coming. The thing that you'll see is me potentially denying, yeah. Yeah, I think now just I have a really, really big advantage because I get to do this and force more stuff. So now, yeah, you obviously have to do this, but now look at what I'm getting. That's just completely ridiculous. So yeah, this red does not matter. Completing my bottom row does not matter, but I'm just getting so much more stuff over here, and I feel that this game is now looking very good. Although it's a good run out for Glovier here with the 3 blacks, which I think you must take. Because if you don't, I take them. Okay, now I guess we get to do this. You can take the golds if you like, because I will get a chance to get more golds later. And I will get a chance to take some reds as well. And the thing is, like, I don't think I take the golds just yet, because again, my opponent has like nothing that he can really do with these gold. So I'd rather just go here, take care of this row. And if my opponent wants to take golds, then I will start, well, yeah, then just the golds will be a bit awkward for them. Yeah, but also for any other moves, I do take the gold. And then I will have either the blues or the blacks for my row 1. So that was the plan. This actually might be the best move, I don't know. Let's try this. I have an idea about that. Yep. So I'm gonna do this. It's just calculation. Yeah, I know. I think the move for my opponent is actually like take one black. No, one white. Yes, one white. And to do the standard tactic, now I get to do this. And the thing is, either, yeah, you get to discard the bit, and also I get the whites, which are useful for me. Or if you discard the whites, then I discard the blue, and you discard even more. So this round just worked really, really well for me. But it's still not over. This run out is actually, it's quite okay for me as well. Yeah, it's pretty good for me. It's really good for me because it's actually fantastic for me. Yeah, I don't get to complain about that at all because I'm guaranteed whites, I'm guaranteed reds, I'm guaranteed golds. It's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm guaranteed the first 4 rows, no matter. Obviously, I get to do this. The starting player advantage doesn't matter anymore. I'm still gonna take it, but it doesn't matter. And you kind of have to take the whites, no? Actually, I don't think you do. It's an interesting situation. I'm not sure what you have to do. But it is a fantastic run out for me, as indeed. Oh no, not that, not that, not that. Oof. Well, I'm kind of tempted to do the standard tactic, actually. What's correct? What's correct? I don't know. Or do I? Fine, let's just play a normal move that gives me the most points. It was, of course, very tempting to take one white and then... But no, it would be useless because my opponent can use this stuff anywhere. The row 4 over here doesn't matter that much. Hi P-chan, hi Nando in this chat as well. Hi Pat. Thank you. Yeah, floor tiles, Nando. That's actually, I mean, it is a part of the game to try like not to lose too much stuff on the floor. So Okay, now it's a matter of arithmetic. If I take the golds, it is 0 points and my opponent takes 5, so that's -5. If I take the blues, I don't clean up my stuff. But my opponent takes -1. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue against this, right? I mean, I have to do this, right? I have to. I can't give this to my opponent. And then the gold, I'll just put it there later. I know 2 rows clog, not ideal, but it's fine. So, what are we having? I'm gonna pretend like I had it calculated. No, I hadn't. No, I had not had it calculated. Oh, man. Well, I noticed something interesting. I can threaten complete color here. It's... yeah, like with the 1 white remaining, it could have been as well 0 whites. I should have recounted and checked. Anyway, but we sort of kind of are getting away with it. What's correct? What's correct? I don't think I need to spend like 2 separate moves on the blues, on the blacks. I just want to threaten complete color somehow. That's all I want to do. That's all I care about. Uh-oh. No, I need to find something. No, not that, not that. Is that weird if I do this? Actually, I think it's this. Just bear with me for a second. I think I see something. Yes, I see something. It's a bit complicated. But I'm planning to threaten 3 things at the same time. Row 4 with reds and blues, as well as row 2 with blacks. My opponent cannot afford to take the 2 blacks now, because it will clog up the row 5, or it will be too much stuff in the discard. And it will allow me to threaten more stuff. Because then if my opponent takes the 2 blacks, then I will take 1 gold, and I will make sure that the 3 blues converge together and stuff like this. So yeah. And if my opponent takes the 3 reds, I think I can either take the 2 blacks, or I can take the 1 gold still. And threaten complete color again? No. It's understandable. But as I said, I don't think they actually had the time to do that. Because now what I'm going to do... I'm going to threaten more stuff. What do we do now? Oh, okay, so they get something for row 3. That makes sense. But actually, I think I should still... Wait, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, I think this is still correct. I just get a couple of points, but it's something. I should still be winning, right? Right? I kind of didn't check it carefully enough. But no, yeah, we get the same number of points on the second row. My opponent's gonna get like 10 extra for the... No, we get the same number of points on the third row. My opponent's getting 10 extra from the second row. And I should be winning simply because my opponent has too much stuff on the floor. We do this and we get 1 extra point from the gold on Glovira's floor line. Whew, what's the final score? +10 or something, but it's not going to be very big. Yeah, it's exactly +10. By the way, one thing that you've noticed, didn't really count points today. Well, only a little bit, right, for small tactical decisions, but I don't know, I thought also I was today playing reasonably well with some mistakes, and it just goes to show you that this game is like not so much about point counting. It's more about positions and trying to find nice patterns. At least that's how I play it. Alrighty, so CT, 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 CT with 5 CTs is next. Yeah, please said played loose with the floor line. Wait, let's just check the... Let's just check the stats. Points lost with floor line, 18. I've seen worse. In one of my games, I had 30 lost points on the floor line, so... Well, yeah, that was the main difference, actually. Okay, there we go. Actually, you know what, CT? I'm going to need, like, I don't know, 15 seconds to get some water. And I will be right back. Because I've been talking for a bit longer than I had planned. So, you know, gotta stay hydrated. I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's go. Wait, where's the mic? The mic's here. So I should say let's go in this direction. Okay, slow time control. That's nice. What an interesting run out. So many golds. Is this a reason to start building column 1? No, it isn't. The only question is, do we put the whites in column 2 or column 3? This is better for a variety of reasons. If my opponent takes the blacks, I'm the first one here, or I can finish row 3 with the gold, which is close enough to the blues, and the blues I'm going to get later over here, so that is all part of that plan. But yeah, it's an interesting situation because normally you want to start with the abundant element, but just because there's so many of these yellows, you can afford to wait. Okay, so starting there, I have to respond, of course, here. Proceeding with the column that I had planned. I'm 3 tiles ahead. And I feel I should have a slight advantage after this round, no matter what. It's an interesting response to just take the starting player tile. Maybe it's a decent one, actually. What should... It's an understandable move, but of course I'm going to take advantage of that and finish my row over here. Yeah, I think it was a decent move, because then it denies me row 3. And it was hard to deny me row 4. What do we do? Do I just take these? No, actually, I think I should take this. And just wait. Because there's still enough stuff for row 2. Maybe I should have taken the one red, I don't know. Maybe the one red was better. But my point is my opponent does not need the red anywhere. So... Maybe now I take the red. Yes. And if my opponent takes away the gold from me, then I take the white. At least that's what makes sense to me. But I do feel that my opponent will be planning on like building column 4 maybe. If they take 1 blue and then 2 whites, and I will have to take 1 black and 2 gold, something like this. I don't know, seems to be working out all right so far. I'm still ahead a couple of tiles. What if they just take 1 black? That could also work actually if they put them in row 4. No, row 5. Because then I take 1 blue for row 3, they take 2 golds, 2 whites for row 2, and so on. That could work as well. Honestly, maybe that's the move. That's not a bad move at all. Take 1 black for row 5, but it's a difficult, like, tactical thing. So, very curious what CT does here. Also interesting, there's a lot of 5s. So first of all, the screen name of our opponent has 5 CTs, and also they have 3 5s in their rating. Well, I mean, now I'm forced. Now I don't have to think, which is very nice. You know what? I will be greedy. I will take the 1 blue just so that you don't get the blue. Just to force discard for my opponent to discard 1 more tile. So it would be more precise for them to take the blue first and then the white. I know I have my 2 rows blocked, but it's not really blocked. I need those tiles anyway. Well, unless I have a really unlucky run out with very few blues, then yeah, my row 3 will get stuck for a while, but it's still worth doing. I don't get to complain about this run out at all, because I get so many blues. My opponent takes one group, I take another group. There are 3 golds, which are completely useless to my opponents, like really, really useless. It's hard for me to imagine them being uselesser. They do have something going for them in this run out. Like, they will be getting the starting player tile for the next round. They can fix this stuff. Think the move for them is to take the blues, then I take the blues, then they take the red, something like that. They actually should not be in a hurry to take the whites, because there are plenty, I think. There's still plenty, yeah. If they take the 2 whites, then I think I should be taking the starting player tile. There's just some tactical reasons for me to do so. I think that could work out well for me. Although, actually, maybe I just take the blues instead. Because if my opponent takes the blues, I take even more blues. Yeah, maybe actually that could work. Oh, wait. If I take the blues, my opponent takes the starting player tile, then I take the 2 blues, and my opponent takes the 2 blacks. Okay. I'm just gonna do that. Just to take care of that aspect. Could be wrong. Could be very wrong. I don't know. There are some reasons why I took the black there. It's in all likelihood I will end up with the red on my row 2. So that's why it's useful to have the black there for the best adjacency bonuses. And if I don't have red on my row 2, which means that this means that I will have blue on my row 2, which means that the situation will be even better than I had initially anticipated. Okay. So I'm going to grab this one. And let's see what my opponent does. I know what they could do. There's one way how they could hurt me. An interesting idea for them is to actually take the 3 blues and not the 4 blues. Yeah, it's a good move, unfortunately. So it kind of forces our next events. Well, let's see. That's a very interesting move, yeah. What do we do? I think the answer should be fairly obvious. We need to force our opponent's hand. So we're taking these useless golds just to make sure that our opponent discards a little bit more. They will be discarding an extra black, and they will be discarding a white as well. So it's just the only reason. And of course they don't get to put a blue in their row 4. The yellows are really awkward, but it's fine. I will clean up that row eventually, get 1 pointer and stuff. So I think we're doing just fine. Although, man, that idea for my opponent to take 3 blues, that was really strong. So I should have seen that, actually. I should have taken 3 blues myself. See, that's why I'm already trailing behind. How's that possible? But look at this. Immediate compensation. Just keep hammering at those blues. Maybe I should have thought for a little bit longer. I don't know. Because my opponent can get... No, my opponent can get reds either way. It's fine. My opponent can get reds either way. But I will be trying my best to get something good in my row 3. There are some scenarios how I end up with 3 gold, although it happens really rarely. There's some scenarios how I end up with 3 reds. It happens a bit more often. I also need to watch out for some of my opponent's threats. You could actually try finishing his row 3 with 3 whites or something. Or maybe foregoing any columns altogether and just going for like columnless win condition. Just trying to build a lot of stuff. What should they do? Maybe take... I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's a difficult situation. Because they are in some precarious spots regarding their second row. Although they have options. They have 2 blues. Okay, well, it sorts things out for us a lot. Now it's kind of... At least it's clear for us what we should do. I should be aiming for 3 golds in row 3. I should be using 1 white at the top. The question is, can we also get the blacks for row 5 as well? Maybe that's what we should try doing first. I think so, actually. I'm not sure. By the way, it might seem counterintuitive that I'm just handing my opponent these 3 reds on a plate. Well, actually, they're literally not on a plate. They just came off a plate. Too many inconsistent metaphors. But sometimes it's okay to do so because, like, they are getting those eventually. Like, we just might as well get it over with. Okay, now this... And now I'm kind of close to denying them row 2. Now they need to I'm denying them row 2. Yeah, that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. I'm completely okay with just discarding stuff into my floor line just to deny them row 2. So that's nice. Yeah, so that's why I think they should have maybe tried a different approach. They should have tried an approach that makes sure that the blues and the blacks converge on the same turn, so that I have to choose one. Okay, if I dump the blues now, he takes the golds, I takes the white. Yeah, it's fine. I dump the blues now, he takes whites. Take the gold. I think that works. Or I could just go here. No, I need to do this with the white. My opponent, of course, has a strong move that they could play. Actually, oh, it's a very strong move. I should have seen that. Should have seen it. They can take one red. Yeah, that one. No, that one. It's a good move. Why don't you play it? Yeah, exactly. And they will have something on their row 4, but it's okay. I get this thing for the top, and it will be... Here's the thing, like, it cost me a couple of floor line points, but you see, I'm losing less on my floor than they would have gained from scoring on their row 2. So that's why denying them row 2 is profitable. Even though my setup on rows 3 and 4 is slightly awkward, but look, I'm already a bit ahead. I get a decent run out here as well, so fingers crossed we might be okay here. They're also really struggling for the blues. That's nice. They should, I think, lead with the black. Actually, I'm not sure what they should do. Maybe they need to lead with the blues. It's not a bad run out for them, though. It's a strong move. It's supposed to be hard to find. It's supposed to be actually really hard to find. But I think my response is pretty clear. The main reason for my response is I need to deny them row 3. Although I could end up with a lot of stuff on my floor. I haven't calculated this fully. Okay. Now we just need to keep things... as close as possible. Wait, can I just... I can just grab this. There's nothing that's stopping me from doing this, and I can just threaten a second column. I can threaten so much with this. And I don't think my opponent is finishing a column in this game. And that might be just my win condition, denying my opponent a column. I did not expect that to happen. Now, given that I need stuff like everywhere, they need to make a move that makes stuff converge as far as quick as possible. Like, they just need to make sure that they make a move such that, how would I say this? They need to take from one of the plates. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, it's a very good move, that what they did. I did not like seeing that kind of stuff. So if we get this, then we end up with two incompleted things, or one incompleted thing. I'm not sure. I think it's two incompleted things. Wait, am I being wrong? What if instead I needed to take one gold? Maybe I needed to do the golds first. I'm not sure about the tile counts. I'm pretty sure I needed to do the golds first. Ah, that was bad. Golds first, of course. I needed to take the gold. Yeah. Yes, that's the move. That's the annoying move. But my hand is forced, and I will be discarding too much in my next round. Think I got my priorities a little bit wrong. So the question is, do we take the top to take the immediate points, or do we take row 4 to unclog my row? Nah, points. Always go for points. They should take the blue. I should take the black. They should take the reds. I should take the whites. Yeah, there is a problem that there's like a lot of reds remaining and stuff. But I think my column threats are sufficient to make sure it's not such a big deal. Because I just need one gold, which is still there. I need 2 blacks. I need 3 blues. So you're going to start prioritizing the blues, because my opponent needs the blues everywhere. I also need the blues everywhere, except that I get to move first. We're at -5, but... well, I think we take the blues unapologetically. As I said, a bit too many reds, but it's fine. We're denying our opponent a column no matter what. And the thing is, like, the move here for my opponent is to take the 2 blacks. I think. Because anything else, I get blacks. Anyway, we might require some calculation. But at least we know that we are still in the leads. Even though we're -5, we're actually just completed one thing, so we're at -4. And we have a column, and our opponent does not have a column, so we're at +3. Unfortunately, it's a good move. And one which I do not like seeing. So, do we finish the game? I think we do. Ah. I think I have a plan. I can saddle them with reds. They cannot saddle me with reds because I'm the one posing. I'm the one, like, actually making threats. Yeah, what are they supposed to do? I have no idea. It's so interesting how these games proceed according to like different win conditions. I end up just taking away blues from my opponents and even threatening a second column, which was not my initial plan of the game. And it's kind of all because of their idea in round 2 to do this with the blues. I still think it's a really good idea that they tried. Well, that's actually a good move. Then don't we just get to make a waiting move? And if they take a black, there's something that I can do. I can take one white and actually can make things a bit awkward for them. At least the way things stand now, I am ahead even more. I was ahead 3 points. Now, okay, actually we should count this again. I'm getting 6 points at the bottom at the very least. Actually, it's just 6 points at the bottom. No, it's 5. Yeah, it's 5 points at the bottom. I'm getting like... Well, I mean, I'm gonna need to endure reds in my floor line. Fine, you got me. You got me. No, my floor line will be full. Wait, I should have thought about this more. But I think this should be enough, right? Because then if they take the blues, then they just don't like complete anything. If they take the whites, they don't complete anything. And I can afford losing 14 points because I was ahead more than 14 points. So -5 because of it's 7 because of a column. It's +2. 5 for the bottom stuff over here. That's plus. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I am losing this. I should have counted. I should have counted. But well. Yeah, they do this. And... Oh no, I think I should be still winning because they also dropping something in the floor line. They're dropping this. But let's see. I might have lost this. Ah, nope, nope. Plus four. Plus four. Yeah, again, like the thing with the point counting, like very often if I just kind of know what threats to do, things just work out point wise. That's so there's something magic about the way this game works. I know, not the best thing that you want to say, but yeah, very good game, CT. Definitely gave me a run for my money, and yeah, well played overall. So I think it was a very nice idea trying to get greedy with row 3 over here, delaying the column, and then later trying to saddle me with the reds. That was kind of your best shot. But let's just see, how many did I drop? I dropped 28 4-line points. Oh, but you see, you dropped stuff on the floor early in the game. And of course, column versus no column, kind of a big deal. It's the same as field versus no field in Carcassonne. That's how this stuff works. All right, see, probably will be enough for today. Because again, whoa! My stream is like 3 hours already. That's like way longer than I had initially planned. Because I thought that Carcassonne streams were typically more popular than Azul streams, and also Azul games are much shorter than Carcassonne games. But apparently, that's where they are. We're doing marathon streams. Oh, anyway, just wanted for those of you who may be joining recently, give a couple of updates on what's going on in the channel. First of all, there's not going to be a stream next week because I can't make it, but there's going to be a stream in 2 weeks that's going to be devoted to Carcassonne. This will be Carcassonne viewer game analysis. So those of you who are into that kind of thing, do send me your suggestions. I still have actually 1 slot left for the analysis series. Then tomorrow there's an upload which I'm very excited about. Took quite a long time to make. That will be my video about my in-person World Championship experience. That will be the first part of the series. That one coming out tomorrow, already uploaded and scheduled. Later in the week, well, actually around a week from now, there is a video about